what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
We'll try not to too much talk over each other, but again, we are girls and we are
agree to disagree.
Okay,
Moving on.
well, the makeup bottle. It's like a cracked out T-bird from Greece.
Yeah,
She's got that black hair.
Hello, happy holidays. It is time for ChickChat. December. Happy holidays.
That's right.
Covers everybody.
Everybody.
Being super safe this year.
Right.
Not trying to offend anybody.
We're not taking out the Merry Christmas. We're not taking out the Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa. Covers it all.
It is the holiday season.
It is.
So I like to celebrate all of them.
And there's New Year's in there.
Absolutely. Yes. I actually got married on January 3rd. The year that I got married. And so I have an anniversary in there too. So it's totally a holiday season. Yes. So welcome to ChickChat. As I was saying, you are here on themesh.tv. I hope you have found us either through iTunes or Podcast Pickle, anywhere that we are. We have players out there everywhere. Also, you can visit us at themesh.tv or on social media. But I'm Mary-Margaret.
I'm Janette.
Hey! Look at there. And we are just going to touch on a few topics today because we have a couple major topics to discuss. Therefore, not a lot of little topics.
They're important.
It's a very holiday-themed show because it's all the things we're extremely thankful for. First one being something that might not be the normal Chick-Chat-ish talk, but I'm going to talk about Star Wars.
Okay.
The new Star Wars, The Last Jedi, just came out. Basically, the next to the last movie in the whole shebang.
I was going to ask if it was the last one.
Yes. I saw it this weekend on Saturday. You have not seen it yet.
I have not.
You haven't even seen the other ones, though.
I have not.
Okay,
I mean, I saw the ones like in the 80s.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not going to do any spoilers. I'm just going to tell you a couple of highlights of things that maybe you should go see this movie for.
Okay.
Especially if you've seen the other ones and now you're just kind of waiting. Like maybe you're not one of those diehards that goes like the first 2 days that it's open. No. Right. So, which I am. So, but I think that this will give you a little bit of a excitement. Maybe you'll want to watch Force Awakens first and then you can come and watch.
Was that the one that was before? Okay.
Force Awakens is what starts this final set of 3. So this is the last bit. So it's kind of the where all the people we've known and loved, Han Solo, Leia, Luke Skywalker, they're all older now, right? So this is the last ending parts. So the last 3 coming up. So Force Awakens was the first one. We were introduced to Daisy Ridley's character named Rey. Okay.
All right.
So Rey becomes kind of this pseudo Luke Skywalker, if you will. Female Luke Skywalker, right?
Okay.
But cooler, I think. Just saying. Carrie Fisher, who played Princess Leia, actually passed away before this movie was released and finished even.
Oh, really?
But she had shot all of her scenes already.
Okay.
So
she's fully in the movie.
She is fully in this new movie, The Last Jedi. She is throughout the entire movie.
Okay, not for a spoiler, but did they address like her not being? Will you know that she's not going to be in the next one? Did they address that in this movie? Okay. I mean, we know she's not going to be in the next movie.
Correct.
But
we're just not really sure how yet.
Okay.
I have some theories of what I think might happen.
Okay.
Again, if you guys are wanting, to not be spoiled, just turn down your radio for just a couple minutes. But otherwise, I'm not going to give any details. But I'm kind of thinking that they might just have to because obviously she is gone.
She's Princess Leia.
Yeah, in real life she's gone.
Right.
But is going to have some sort of closure within the movies. I'm wondering if the next movie is going to be one of those where it's like 3 years later. And then it shows like maybe the first scene's like a funeral or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like just kind of they've all come together for this. I don't know. Right. We'll see. But no, she is throughout this movie. Mark Hamill, who played Luke Skywalker, has returned in this movie and is he was only in the last 5 minutes of the first movie. Okay.
The Force Awakens one?
Force Awakens, yep. And so now he's back and he has a major role in this one.
All right.
The Kylo Ren is the bad guy in this series, this final 3. I mean, he's one of the bad guys. There's a lot of bad guys, but he's like one of the bad ones. And just so you know, he is the son of Han Solo and Princess Leia.
What?
Yeah, and he's the bad guy. Just saying.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
His name is actually Ben Solo, but
Okay.
and so he's part Jedi because he was from the Luke and Leia are brother and sister, which you found out in movies you used to watch in the 80s,
Right.
obviously. So he's from that line. So I mean, like Luke Skywalker's his uncle, so he's Jedi blood in him. But he's also comes from that line of Darth Vader.
True that.
Right.
Okay.
So that gets you going. But Adam Driver.
Luke, I am your father.
Yes, as we all know, right?
Yes.
So Adam Driver, for those of you that aren't familiar, he is used to be in Girls on HBO.
Was he like one of the main characters?
Yes, he's the boyfriend, Lena Dunham's main boyfriend throughout the whole thing, and then they kind of separate and whatever.
Right,
but perfect for this movie because
Really?
he comes across very angsty, teen, emo, whiny, like I want to rule the world, like that kind of guy.
Oh, okay.
But in this movie, The Last Jedi, he has a shirtless scene. And it's really about the only thing I've ever seen, I feel like, in Star Wars that's, like topless. And it's him. And it's really weird. I mean, and he had a nice body, but it's like, why are we looking at this? Why is this part of Star Wars? I don't understand.
Sense, yeah.
Anyway, there are a couple other main characters, obviously, that have come in through this final trilogy that you'll get to know throughout the way. But I do want to highlight one of my favorites.
Okay.
Oscar Isaac. Are you familiar with him?
No.
Okay. Well, you need to be.
All right.
Because he is fabulous. He's beautiful.
I like his name.
He's Oscar
He's
Isaac.
got 2 first names.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah, so nice she named him twice.
Right.
That one. And he plays a character named Poe Dameron. Okay. And Poe is just, he's my favorite.
Okay.
He's my favorite. I'm going to put that out there. I love Poe. And Oscar Isaac, I love no matter what he's playing. I'm going to pull up his picture right now and show you just how pretty amazing he is.
Okay. Nice looking man.
I mean, he's very Mark Consuelos.
Oh, no one's
No,
Mark
you are a Mark Consuelos fan, which I just think is interesting. I've never really known that about you. Every time I say his name, you're like,
got it.
Yes. Interesting. So, Oscar Isaac, you need to look him up on some other stuff because he does some other things that are really good. Okay. We do get some cameos in this movie. Benicio del Toro
All right.
comes in and is oddly in this movie. I didn't know he was going to be in it beforehand.
That does seem weird, but okay.
So I'm watching it and I was like, whoa, hey, that's Benicio del Toro. Like, what is he doing out in the galaxy? I don't understand.
Far away.
This is super far, far away. Also, Laura Dern.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from Jurassic Park fame, right? And Big Little Lies right now going on. Yeah, she plays like a pretty major role in it as well. But cameo style, she hasn't been in any before.
Right.
She won't be in any after. It's crazy. So Laura Dern's in it. Not bad. Gwendolyn Christie, she's been in it. She was in the first one, but she wears a mask the whole time. So you don't really realize that it's her. She's famous for her Game of Thrones cast, which I don't watch Game of Thrones, but everybody says like she's a big deal on it.
Okay.
And, but yeah, she plays Phasma, a bad person. And she's super tall and big. And it's just interesting because you never really see her face. And yet she's a famous person that's...
Everybody wants a piece of
that
Star
people
Wars.
would want to see. Exactly. Everybody does want a piece of Star Wars. Speaking of, the Billy Lord, who is actually Carrie Fisher's daughter.
Yes.
In real life. Yeah.
Yes.
Has been in Force Awakens and in Return of the Jedi. She actually has lines or not Return of the Jedi, excuse me, The Last Jedi. She plays a assistant of the rebellion.
Okay.
So she is throughout
the
movie.
rebellion has an assistant.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, she is the head assistant rebellion.
Okay.
No, and throughout this movie, it was kind of nice. She does a little tribute to her mom. She's got buns on her head here, and so, but yeah, she was in the first movie too. So interesting enough, it's just it's a neat little thing to watch. And, my kids love it. And this movie, The Last Jedi, actually has some, like, comedy in it, which is weird. Like, kind of silly comedy.
Yes, my daughters went to see it. She's like, nah.
Not so much
We're
for
all
her.
about Ferdinand and waiting for Jumanji. So
Absolutely. We are waiting for Ferdinand and my kids and The Greatest Showman.
Oh, yeah, I
they
do
want
wanna
to
see The
see
Greatest Showman,
those. Really
only
bad.
because of Zendaya, but she's interested.
That's
So-
exactly. Charlotte, my daughter, keeps going, oh, is that Troy from
Yeah,
High
and
School
Troy.
Musical? And I'm like, yes. And, yes, that's him. Do you not understand who else is in this movie? But she doesn't
They don't care.
She doesn't
See,
care.
I'm
Oh, well.
waiting for Star Wars to do what they do on TBS for what they do with Twilight. Like, I can watch all
put
of the Twilight series.
all back to
so
back.
just put them all back to back. I don't care that there's no CGI in the middle
Right.
ones. I don't care.
Right.
I know. But start with the prequels. Take me all the way through to the last one.
Okay.
I'll get it.
Okay.
I'm kind of, I'll watch the last two. I'll
Yeah.
do it by myself. But
Well, and you I mean, it may not be top of your list to go see, obviously, but you did come from the age when the very first ones that came out. I mean,
right. I saw
that was
the very
big time.
first ones. I never saw any of the prequels, and I haven't seen any of these recent ones.
Right.
But I think it would be interesting to watch from the beginning just to kind of see how the story develops. Because right now we
Absolutely.
have like our Star Wars, the 80s with the Ewoks, and like
Yes.
they're jumping on trampolines
Yes.
instead of like
Right.
just floating in air. But it's kind of hard for me to wrap my mind around. Okay, then if I go watch the prequels, I have to remember parts of what I've already seen in the other movie to kind of put it all together. And I'm not there. I'm a fan. I'm not like a fanatic, like
Right.
huge fan.
Right.
But and then to see these, I'd kind of have to be like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
Like I know who the characters are, but I'm not piecing it all together.
Yeah.
I don't have the time.
Yeah.
Like I just need to.
You got to watch them in
all.
the 3-piece segments,
I
though.
need to. Yes.
3, 6, 9, that type of stuff.
Yes.
Cool. Well, I know something that might make you watch it a little faster.
Okay.
So there's this trend. It seems to be, at least. It was for the first movie. And in the first movie, meaning The Force Awakens, the first of this final trilogy. In The Force Awakens, there was rumor after the movie came out that Daniel Craig, James Bond. Right.
Yeah.
Daniel Craig really wanted to be in the movie. Like, just, he didn't want credit. He didn't want to be a star of the movie. He didn't want to be seen. He just wanted to be a part of that franchise. And so they put him in a stormtrooper outfit, which, as we all know, I mean, you don't ever see their faces.
Never.
You don't see their bodies. You don't know anything. It is like they are in full suit. Mm-hmm. And he got in. He was a stormtrooper. He was absolutely a stormtrooper, but you never know which one he is, right? So there's 2 guest stormtroopers in The Last Jedi, the movie I just saw. Prince William and Prince Harry.
Yeah. I'm okay. I'll go.
And I'm sold. Now I'll go see it.
Now I'll go see it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tonight.
Do I have lunch plans? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's going to be pretty
Do
cool.
we know which
It's-
scene?
Nope.
What?
Nope. I'm sure it'll come out later, but I do not know. I have not heard.
So I'm just gonna be like, is that him?
I
Is that
know.
him?
Well, and what's funny is I didn't see stormtroopers until like almost the end of the movie, and the whole time I'm going, where are they? I know they're supposed to be in here, and the stormtroopers are bad guys. I don't ever want to see them, but it's like, ugh, here they are.
I did see them walk the red carpet at the premiere, in London,
because
but
they were in it. Yeah,
I knew they were stars.
I know, right?
Yeah.
They just have that power, I think, of being like, I just want to be a part of Star Wars.
Right.
So hey, just put me in Stormtrooper. I don't need anything else. And then there's these poor guys that are like truly Star Troopers because that's the only job they could
Right.
get. And
Like
these
you're
guys are
doing it for
like,
fun.
put my name in the credits. How come you letting the 2 princes come over here and just play my
It's not
role?
easy being a Jedi.
That's right. I could totally do. You can't be a stormtrooper the best way I can. I trained for this. So yeah, it's interesting, but I think it's kind of cool that there's like it's like little Easter eggs in
That's
movies.
cool.
You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
you're
yeah.
always kind of like, wait, is that them? I wonder if
Yeah.
that's them. So anyway, that actually brings us to our
Stormtrooper princes.
big topics. We're talking today. We're gonna just probably won't have as long a show because we're just gonna talk royal.
So fascinating.
It is. I'm going to go ahead and just tease everybody that if you have not seen the internet today is actually Monday the 18th.
It
I
is,
think
yeah.
today's the 18th. And the royal Christmas card from Will and Kate have been released. And it's fantastic. Janette and I were looking at it before the show, and it's just a really pretty family picture. And they look happy and comfortable, not stuffy and in like a big velvet covered room.
Right.
You know, I always feel like the Queen has big pictures in like velvet colored furniture and walls and tassels.
A lot of red.
A lot of red and gold, right?
Yes.
So this is nothing. This is just them, the four of them standing in front of a white thing. And you can't tell that Kate's pregnant, of course, because she never can. Like, she's always so tiny. But still.
It could have been taken at Sears.
Absolutely. Portrait Innovations.
Portrait Innovations.
Olin Mills.
Right.
Yes. So if you get a chance, go check it out. I'm sure if anybody's going to have their picture taken at Olin Mills, it's going to be Kate compared to her new sister-in-law that I'm pretty sure is going to be going to glamour shots.
Listen, don't hate on Ms Markle.
I mean, let's get into it. We're just going to get into it. Harry and Meghan have announced their engagement, which Janette, as we all know, was waiting on for a really long time.
Predicted.
Yeah, you predicted it. You said it was going to happen. We
Before
said,
the end
okay,
of the
fine,
year.
that's fine.
Yep.
But we weren't going to be super pumped about it.
We're super pumped.
I'm not super pumped. I've told you this.
come
Like, I have accepted the fact he's engaged. Fine. I knew he was going to get engaged. I'm already married. It's not like he's going to get engaged to me. I know he's going to get engaged. There are certain things that I'm super glad he, is kind of breaking the mold on. But then there's other parts of me that's like, I don't trust you, Meghan Markle.
Stop it.
I don't. I really don't.
You've got his back. Is that what it is?
Totally. I do not trust Meghan Markle.
What can she do, though?
Okay, so let's just start from the beginning. So we know they'd been dating. That's fine. We saw them at the Invictus Games,
Yes,
right?
in Toronto.
That was their sort of first outing publicly, even though we knew,
Confirmed outing,
right?
yes.
Except they were holding hands and
Right.
stuff. She was wearing ripped jeans, but nonetheless, I digress.
The Queen approved.
Apparently,
She might even have a pair herself.
Right? Yeah, I'd love to see that. So then everybody kind of saying it was coming. It was coming soon, right? So they make their announcement. What? Right before Thanksgiving?
Was it before Thanksgiving?
It was
I think
before
so.
Thanksgiving. And that same day, they do just as Kate and all the other royals have done. I mean, it's kind of what they do. They make the announcement like on paper, and then it comes to make their royal appearance, where they get their first
The photo
photos
call,
taken,
yeah.
right? And she wears this horrible jacket, ill-fitted jacket.
I still don't understand why they did it outside.
I don't either, and that is almost. Somebody said it was almost like they were trying to be extra different, because other people had never had to do it out there and all. And I'm like, why are you trying to be that different?
Just
Like,
take
it
a
doesn't
picture.
matter.
Yeah.
So they put her in this coat, and the coat was like a belted trench coat almost, right? But it
Right.
was white.
It was.
With a big lapel and stuff. So it made it kind of fit awkward. The dress that she was wearing was longer than the coat, and all these people had a big old fit about it. So I don't know. I just kind of thought maybe like, I know you're trying to break the mold and be different, but like, it just looked crummy. Anyway, the jacket sold out in about an hour
Of course it
online,
did.
so it's done. Okay, so then they go, and par for the course, they go have their interview with like the royal kind of correspondent.
Sure.
She's done several of these interviews. I
didn't love the interview.
Okay. Meghan looks like he's about to run away, and she is holding on for dear life to him. Like, throughout the entire interview, I feel like she is trying to inch over to sit on his lap because she's just
Yeah,
clinging
they awkwardly
to him.
held hands.
Yeah, she's clinging to him almost. And then he starts to talk, and then she finishes the sentences for him. I'm like, honey, chill out. Yeah. He is not going anywhere. You got him. And Harry,
Yeah, I did feel like she did
mean,
more. She said more in the interview than he did. Which
I think so.
I get it. I mean, but people in England want to hear from their prince.
Yes.
And they want to hear about the engagement and how it happened from him. I even saw an outtake of the interview where he was talking and then she started saying something and he was like, "Are you going to let me finish?" And she was like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah.
I was like,
I would have loved to see that.
oh, just look it up on the internet. It's like
Okay.
outtakes of Harry and Meghan's interview. I mean, they kind of joked around about it, but I
Yeah,
kind of
sure.
got it was like one of those. I mean,
Who you marrying, lady? You better watch. Yeah,
Like-
Watch
like,
yourself.
Let us both answer some questions,
Yeah.
like, because I feel like it was almost one of those things where you knew the question was coming about how the proposal happened.
Yes.
You knew that was the whole point. Everybody cared how you met this baby. What everybody wants to hear is, how did it happen
Real
and when is the
engagement,
wedding
yes.
going to be?
Yes.
So I think from that, again, being that you are now going to be part of the royal family, that it's taking place in England, I get the sense that Harry and Will don't do a whole lot of like these type of interviews unless they're doing something for their charities.
Absolutely.
So I think the people in that country wanted to hear it from him. I
I
mean,
think the
Will
people
got
in
to
this country want to hear from
people
him
in
as
this,
well.
in this country, because we never get to hear
That's
from
right.
him. Will kind of got to
Lead.
lead the interview with Kate, and again, I get it. She's less comfortable in front of the cameras than
Yep.
Meghan is, obviously,
And that's fine.
That is fine, but
But at the same
at
time,
what
I kind
time
of feel
do
like
you say
yeah.
I'm good? I mean, you would. This would have been something that, again, we know the question is coming. Why don't we talk about it before the interview
Yeah.
starts? Like when they ask how this happened, I will talk
Yeah.
about.
Let's make sure.
Let's
well,
make sure
they
that
also have press people that are sort of supposed to prep them for
right.
that. You know,
and I'm
I mean,
sure they had the questions beforehand. They're not just going to let them ask
absolutely
outrageous questions.
Yes.
But
So you bring up that question. That's a good question. Good segue here.
I mean, like the
So
only
the
thing I
next
remember
problem I
from
have.
the engagement is there was roast chicken involved.
Roasted chicken. They
don't-
were roasting a chicken.
Right. I don't remember.
They must have said it 4 times to like try to convince us of something. I
don't think it happened that way.
I only came out convinced that it is not how it happened.
It completely did not happen that way.
They said, "So, how was the engagement?" They both went blank, looked at each other, and then said, "I mean, I think we were just, roasting a chicken, hanging out, roasting a chicken." And Harry says, "Yes, yes, trying to roast a chicken. Roast a chicken." And Megan says, "Yeah, we were just roasting a chicken." And I'm like, "We get it. You were roasting a
This would be an
chicken."
amazing chicken.
Yes. It's just like when I was in like middle school and high school and was trying to pull off a lie to my parents. I'm like, I was at Andrew's house. No, really. I was
Andrew.
at Andrew's house. I was at Andrew's house. Y'all remember Andrew, right? Like he just lives right there. We were at Andrew's house. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where
Like, this is
found
the
it.
lie I have to remember.
Yes.
So I'm going to say it over and over
So
again.
much that you're trying to convince yourself.
Yes. Like,
that
maybe
this
I
is the
really
truth.
was at Andrew's
I think I
house.
was. Actually, did we? I don't even like chicken, but I think we were roasting
I think we
chicken.
roasted chicken. Yeah, we roasted it. Totally roasted a chicken.
Unless roasting chicken is code word for something else.
It is totally a code word. And I'm
think
going to
it's
start
like-
using it.
I'm thinking I
roasted
might,
a chicken.
I think I might say roasting a chicken for a lot of stuff now. I mean, can it be like a universal answer?
Yes.
So, you guys want to come out tonight? No.
Yeah, roasting a chicken.
Roasting a chicken.
My husband and I are
actually.
roasting a chicken.
Yes. Or it could be, what's for dinner? Roasting a chicken. Where do you want to eat? No, I just roasting a chicken.
I just roasted a chicken.
Are you guys okay? Everything good? Yep, just roasting a chicken. Honey, can you come into the bedroom because I'd really like to roast a chicken. Like, it can be for anything.
Yeah, I think even the interviewer said, "Did you get down on one knee?" And he was like, "Oh, of course."
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
And then he
But-
says, did you hear when he said that they asked, or Megan said, I said yes before you even asked. And Harry imitated her and he said, yes. She was like, yes, yes. Can I say yes? Can I say yes? And I was like, can I ask you the question? And I'm thinking, okay, homegirl is ready. She was like, oh, yes, give me Diana's diamond.
Now.
I want.
I had a manicure just for this.
Exactly.
occasion.
Oh my
I've been
goodness,
getting
look at-
manicures every week for the last 6 months.
Surprise! I have great nails today. Yeah. Yep, absolutely. So they were roasting a chicken in their cottage.
They were, in quotations, roasting a chicken.
in their cottage.
I don't buy it, but okay.
Whatever.
Didn't
Whatever
happen.
you kids are
This
calling
is
it
a royal,
these days.
Okay, first of all, I get it. They're low key. You are still a prince proposing to somebody,
Yeah.
and you've supposedly planned this.
Right. I mean, let's think about this too. Okay. if you also, speaking of what else they asked in the questions, okay, in the interview, they said when they were introduced that it was like a blind date and introduced by a mutual friend. You lie.
Not buying it.
No, not at all. One, Harry's sitting at home in his chill cottage and he's flipping the channels and he comes across a Suits episode, guaranteed. And it was like, dang, look at her, right? Then finds out that his friend knows her. He's like, I'm going to take a trip over, right?
Or I think they met in London.
Yes, at the Soho Club.
But I think they were with friends.
Yes.
So which is why I don't believe the blind date story.
She says,
I think they were set up on a date and didn't know it was with each other, but they had met before.
no, well, you know, her friend, who they say was the one that introduced them, which they can't reveal her name because
If it's me, I'm shouting it to the world.
I'm like, hello, I introduced you, say my name, and you're welcome.
Say it a lot, just like you say roasted chicken.
You're welcome. Yes, roasted chicken, you're welcome for roasting all your chickens now. But in the interview, Megan says, I didn't know anything about him. So whenever they told me who he was, I just asked, is he kind? And I was like, lady.
Look, if I'm set up on a blind date, I need to know more than is he kind.
Yeah.
I need
I
a
want
little
to
more
know
info.
everything else first before I get out of bed, honestly. And really, is he kind? After you just heard that he is Prince Harry, you're like, I don't know anything about him. So is he kind? That is not the first thing you ask. That is not the only question you ask. And you were lying because you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, to be the son of Princess Diana and to have the reputation he does, like, you know exactly who this man is. Don't lie to me.
Don't lie to me, Ms. Markle.
Don't lie to me because I'm on to you.
Right.
Okay. So then in the interview, they discuss, you know, her race, which, again, breaking the mold. That's great. Super happy about it. Okay. But I also hate that it has to be a topic. I mean, I guess, like, I don't want to. It's almost like
they
do you
didn't spend
draw
a lot of
attention to
time
it?
on it, but they addressed
Agreed.
it because they wanted. It could not go unaddressed. I get that.
Understood. Yes. I also, let's see, what else was in the interview that was interesting?
That they took a trip to Botswana after the third, or was it on the third
it was
date?
like their third date was going to Botswana together. And
Okay,
that's where he got
so
the diamond.
Just to rewind, blind date. And I get it. If it was any other blind date except for Prince Harry, you are not getting me out of the country.
Right.
On our third date.
Right.
Like, I'm not going.
Trafficking. Roasting chicken trafficking.
Right. I feel like I'm being set up for something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will pass.
Yeah. Thank you. Hard pass.
And don't call me for a fourth date.
Right.
Because I'm leery of your intentions at this point.
I'm not quite sure I trust you at all. But yeah, it was all, they asked him that in the interview. They were like, do you not feel like it was kind of quick? And they were both like, no.
I'm 36.
Yeah, yeah.
No.
She's all like, I've done this before, so I'm good, thanks. You know, because she is divorced.
She is.
And again, fine by me, obviously, whatever. Like, cool, fine, you're breaking this mold. But I mean, over there, it's not that uncommon anymore. It's not that big of a deal in the royals anymore, especially now with Camilla and everybody sticking their nose in stuff.
See, I'm wondering if it was really more of a spur of the moment engagement with that you maybe don't want to tell people about and you've created a story for, or do you want to keep it to yourself? And so this is the story you created. Like maybe it actually happened when they went on holiday together.
Right.
To Victoria Falls or
Yes.
something, or in Botswana.
Yes.
Maybe it happened more romantically than we know, but that's something they want to keep for themselves. But I need something more than roasted chicken.
I don't need to know about your chicken.
Like, why is
every
that even
time.
part of the story? Why couldn't it have just been we were having
Eating dinner.
at the cottage and
Watching Netflix or something.
we were Netflix and chilling. And
See?
he excused himself, and when he came back,
Got
he
on
popped
me.
the question.
Right.
I'm still totally shocked, like,
Yeah.
because I'm sitting here watching Stranger Things.
Right. In sock feet and like
sock feet.
sweatpants or
Right.
something. Right.
I don't need to know what you were eating.
And why is it such a big deal? You said it 4 times.
Like, and I feel
We
like
get it.
But this is not the first time that I've heard that she's cooked him roasted chicken. Like, do you know how to cook anything else?
No. She's Meghan Markle. No, she does
like,
not.
He's going to get tired of roasted chicken after a while. You got to spruce it up a little bit.
Feed your
Some
man,
roasted
honey.
duck.
Feed your man. quail.
Some
I feel like they
hamburgers.
eat quail over
some
there.
lasagna, something. Get spaghetti on your menu.
Yeah. He's like, what is this spaghetti? What? I don't quite get that.
I mean, and maybe it did happen over roasted chicken, but I felt almost like it was an overshare. Like, I don't need to know what you were eating.
They were trying so hard.
Who was cooking? I mean, it was even to the point where she was like, I got up to check on the roasted chicken. Dude, this is the worst royal engagement story I've ever heard.
And if it is true that it was roasted
She
chicken
told
that they
it
were
horribly.
eating, this was poorly done.
Plan better and at least
shame on your
tell it
press
better.
people. Shame on your press people for not prepping you before this.
I need you to tell it again in a better way.
Press fail number one.
When the Lifetime movie comes out, because it's coming. When the Lifetime movie comes out and we have to get to the engagement part, I remember the Will and Kate one where they were in this beautiful like
Sunset
lamb tent
in Africa.
And it was sunset and he got down on one knee. We're going to be in a kitchen with a roasted chicken.
I'm going to change channel.
I'm not happy with it.
No.
I need you to do some
need
creative
more.
edit with. I get it. It's their story. It's not for me to know. It's not
Whatever.
whatever. But I'm
when
with
you.
you.
When
Like,
you're a public figure, then you makes it my story.
I would have just said we were having dinner at the cottage, and he surprised me.
Yes.
If I'm the one telling it, and if he's telling it, I really want to know if he would have led with roasted chicken.
Right. I mean, and maybe it's just me, but I can recite what happened, like the whole evening of my engagement.
Yes.
Like I can tell you every
don't
bit
forget.
of it. Right. Because it was that pertinent in my life. Like I remember the feelings I had. I remember what people around me were doing. I remember this moment.
Yes.
You know, and they asked them the question, and Megan and them were like,
I don't know. This just happened 3 weeks ago.
I think we were just, I don't know, just
What were we
roasting
doing?
chicken.
Were we roasting a chicken? You were so boring.
Lame. And if that is the story, then Harry, come on now. Ugh. Anywho, okay. So they have formally announced that they'll be getting married May 19th, which is a Saturday.
Yes. Kate and Will got married on a Friday.
Yes. This is also going to be, I believe that they said at St. George's.
St.
They're
George's Cathedral.
close by.
Yes.
Yeah. Not in the same place that Will and Kate got married.
Not at Westminster Abbey.
Westminster. But St. George's is huge still. So
It's not as big, though.
It's not as big, but it is still big. They set up to about 2,500 people.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. Is what the church will hold. So, because at first there was some talk of them doing something smaller and not being as big of a publicity thing, but now they have the ability, and I know why. Meghan Markle's like, I gotta invite Hollywood. Like she's
George Clooney's gonna be there.
Yeah, that she's gonna have this big fancy.
The Obamas
to-do.
will be there
I bet the Obamas will be there
because they're friends with Harry.
Yes, and
Serena Williams,
her Suits cast
her Suits cast
are gonna have to be there, right?
Yeah. I mean, and she's an American, so uncles, aunts, and cousins, and mom's sister.
Yeah, yes.
All those people have to.
And you know, it's like, you know how the wedding guests at royal weddings always have like the big fancy hats and it's sort of like crazy colors.
We're going to so overdo it as Americans.
But you know, Americans are going to like try to do that, and it's just not going to look good. We're going to look like we all went to Goodwill.
Right.
To put together an outfit.
Where did we get one of these?
Yes, everybody put together their outfit from Goodwill, right?
Like we looked like when we, like I'll just pin this on here.
Yes, I'll put baubles here and get a new coat to go over this because they all have on like coats and
that's right.
The big hats, and then you've got like flowers on things, and then some are crazy colors. Yeah, people are gonna be making stuff out of Solo cups to like wear for the wedding. I mean. Either that or you're going to have a whole side of like Americans that wear only black with like their black sunglasses and stuff, and it's Hollywood. Like the Hollywood corner of the wedding party.
Yeah.
Local authors, illustrators, and storytellers come together to create Storytime Station at The Mesh. Storytime Station is a video podcast that works as a virtual storybook. Each show features a new children's book and new reader. So gather the whole family to listen, learn, and laugh at Storytime Station on themesh.tv.
So, I think it's just going to be interesting to see this guest list.
Yeah.
I was reminded the other day that there were several A-list celebrities that attended Diana's funeral back in the day because she had become such a figure over here with charities
Elton
and
John,
stuff.
obviously.
But then also like Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman were there. Steven Spielberg was there. Yeah, like there were people that she had made connections with through charities and all too, but had become more of a Hollywood presence, if you will.
But at that point, she was technically no longer a royal.
She was out, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a little different. So this is going to be interesting to see that she's becoming a royal, and then she's going to have friends and family.
Prince Andrew and Prince Edward hanging out with Priyanka Chopra.
Yes, and like maybe some WWE stars or something.
Right, probably, because that is on the USA Network, so
Yes.
they're all family. The Chrisleys will be there.
I bet. Ooh,
I would love it if
if Todd Chrisley shows up, this is going to be the best wedding ever. And she also has a connection to Hallmark. She was in a Hallmark movie.
True. So we might get a little Cameron Bure.
And
Lacey Chabert.
That's the one. They're totally going to be there. And pretty sure Howie Mandel's not going to get an invite.
Well, why would Howie Mandel get an invite? Oh, Deal or No Deal.
Because she was a Deal or No Deal girl.
Right.
The icing on my I Love Harry cake is that Meghan Markle was suitcase operator number 27.
$5.
I just adore that part of her life. And I read an interview after I discovered this. I read an interview online that somebody had pulled from years and years ago, like when she started Suits, which I think was on for like 7 seasons or something. It was on for a long time. Yeah. But back when she first started and became like a name, it was like she wanted nothing to do to talking about Deal or No Deal. It was like, no, I'm not going to discuss this. It was a rough time in my life. I was doing whatever I had to do. It was things like that. And I'm like,
it was just Deal or No Deal. It was a game show.
First of all, it was a game show. Okay? Deal with it. Or no deal with it.
You were Vanna White with a suitcase.
Right. Exactly.
Vanna has no shame.
Vanna's like, I'm still doing this.
I'll flip some letters.
Absolutely. So she was just apparently not cool with it anymore. And now, she's not like she's ever going to bring that up ever again.
Yeah, but stop it. Don't be ashamed.
Yes, you were a working actress at that point, which, I mean, that's what people that are actually trying to get in the business, like they're doing. They
some
have
of the
to work their
roles
way in.
She played on like guest spots on like CSI and stuff were a little more risque than the Deal or No Deal girl.
Yeah, and not a big deal.
Not
either.
a big deal.
I mean, there's sort of that running joke, like, you're a working actor if you've been a dead body on NYPD Blue or, any of that stuff, right? Like NCIS or
I literally
Law
saw
and
her
Order.
in lingerie scrubbing floors on CSI New York.
Yes.
I'll take Deal or No Deal girl opening a suitcase over that.
And, I guess this is another reason that kind of internally I'm like ticked off about this, but obviously there's nothing I can do about it. Like, I always think it's incredibly strange that we can see our First Lady nude on the internet.
Right? Yes.
Because Melania Trump, like, because of her past, which it's not like she knew she was going to be First Lady. I don't fault her for that at all.
Right.
But if you search on the internet for it, like, you can find our First Lady in modeling nude shots, okay? Which I just think is bizarre. Not saying it's bad, just bizarre. Just like now, the future Duchess, if you will, high-ranking royal over there, I can see sex scenes on TV, like on the internet, that she's done sex scenes, like being pinned up against the books in a library on Suits, even, which again,
she didn't know she was going to be a Duchess.
Right. Stays tame. It's not like she was, hardcore porn or anything.
Right.
However, it's just weird to me. I think it's unique,
When Kate got engaged to, or Catherine became engaged to William.
Yes.
Remember there was that picture of her in that modeling show or that runway show at school where she had like some net dress or something, and people were going crazy over that, like she's the future queen. girl did not know she was going to be a future
That's
queen
right.
at that
That's
point.
right.
Like,
yes.
come on.
And also, like, when they have, when they were dating and they had, like, pictures of them out at the bars and clubs, like, dancing, you know, and that was Will and Kate. I mean,
She's a
'cause they were
commoner. I
roommates.
mean, this is what we do.
And they were roommates. They were in college.
Right.
They were like, we go out.
We go
Like,
out.
This is what we do.
drink and, dance.
And of course, but after she accepted the role of, you know, saying yes to Will, I mean, that whole new life took over because it's like, okay, I'm actually signing up now to be married to the next king of England.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to happen with Will. Mm-hmm. I mean, barring no
It's not
strange
going to happen
things.
with Harry.
Not going to happen with Harry. I mean, it's just, there's too many in line. It's just not really feasible right now. And
Yeah.
I don't see it. However, he's going to stay a prominent figure.
True.
And so, you know, he has a little bit more leeway, but
Still.
some of it, I'm like, I still want you to be royal.
Do you okay, just to go back to this whole interview thing.
Yes.
Do you think they finished that interview and they went home and she was kind of like, "Oh gosh, I wish we could redo that. I totally would not have said roasted chicken."
No, I don't. I think
that's something I would have done. Like, did I really just tell people that we got engaged over roasted chicken?
yeah, 4 times. I think she went home and was like, I'm fantastic and I'm going to kill this job. Like, this is my best
Okay.
role yet.
Okay.
Yeah. I think,
Yeah.
you know, they're saying that she's going to get her citizenship over there.
Okay.
Which, I mean,
Does she have to do that?
I don't know if you have to necessarily, but I would.
I mean, I
say
get it.
that's
I
a
was just
wise
wondering.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, I get why she's doing it. I just wondered if that
I
was
would.
something.
I would do it. I
Yeah.
mean, if it was me, I would understand.
Yeah.
Now she does have the option of being dual citizenship.
Sure.
And that's a big question. Are you going to do that or not?
She should.
I agree. I think
I mean, I'm
you
not
hold
her,
on
but-
to that a little bit just to say, like, that's who I am. You know, I mean, whatever. I get it. What I am waiting for is how long it's going to take for her to develop an accent. Because I'm pretty
A la
sure,
Madonna.
pretty sure it's going to happen.
Oh, it'll happen. Especially if your kids are running around talking like that.
Right.
Mommy.
But
She's
I feel
gonna-
like
I don't think
feel like
hers will
Megan's
be-
going to take it on a little thick though.
Do you?
Oh, I
see. I was going to
totally
say
do.
I don't think hers will be as pronounced as Madonna's.
No.
I think we'll get a slight hint of words where you're like,
What'd you say?
say that again.
I think she is. No, I think she's definitely going to be like have
gonna
an
use the
accent,
words, definitely.
and people are going to be like, "Girl, you not from here? Like, why are you talking like that?" And then she's going to, because she's an actress. I think
She
she's going to
adapts.
play into it all
Yeah.
this. And, you know, and it's like she's going to get it home and be like, oh, my God, this is so exhausting, like pretending to be
No
British.
one told me to be British.
Yes, exactly. And that's what she's going to do. I just know she is. She's that girl. But whatever. You know, yay.
Have you seen the picture of her when she was, I guess, 13 or 14, early teens, sitting in front of Buckingham Palace with her friends?
Yes. Yes.
And that's why when you said, I don't know who Prince Harry is, come on now.
Yeah,
He would have
girl.
been 12 around the time. That would have been right around Princess
Yeah.
Diana's death.
Yeah, girl.
You knew.
Yeah. I guess I'm just dumbfounded. I would love to hear from anybody out there that really.
Well, she said she knew who he was, but didn't know a lot about him, which I get. We don't really know what we assume a lot. We think we know more about him than we do.
I wouldn't.
But
I guess it was just one of these, the way she said it, where she's like, I just didn't know very much about him because I'm American. And I'm like, girl,
Have
that
you
ain't
listened
got,
to ChickChat?
that ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't care if you're Pakistani. Like, it doesn't matter.
he's on magazines here.
Yes, exactly.
We know
and
who he is.
and the simple fact that, you know, there is still that whole every girl believes that they could become a princess. You know, I mean, because there is truly royalty still out there. So I would love it if, like, we actually heard from anybody that listens to this show that agrees they didn't really know anything about Harry or
Like
even Will.
anything.
You know, like, I mean, enough to be like, I don't
Obviously,
know if
we
I should
don't-
go on a blind date with him or
Right.
not.
Obviously, we don't know them, but if someone tells me, I'm going to set you up on a blind date with my friend,
Harry,
I'm going to
Windsor
say
or
more
whatever.
than, is he kind?
Yeah.
Like, who is he?
I'm gonna
Give
be
me
like,
a hint.
Are you serious? Like, is this the Prince Harry? Prince
Right.
Harry. You're
Right.
talking like redhead Prince Harry.
And he wants to go on a date with me.
and we're going out now.
Okay.
Like right now.
All right.
I mean, I'll be there.
Kind or not, let's at least meet.
I want to meet the man,
Right.
get a picture with him, and move on.
Or not.
Don't care.
We'll figure it out.
Got myself a selfie with him.
We'll figure it out at dinner.
Yeah.
I'll figure out whether he's kind or not at dinner.
That's right. And it was just, it's just a little played up.
Some of it I do feel is the right thing to say. Maybe I'm wrong. It just seems too fairy tale-ish to me.
That's where I read into you at that point. I'm like, girl, quit lying.
It just seems really fairy tale-ish, which maybe it was.
It could be for them.
Maybe.
I prefer not to be engaged over roast.
I'm okay with the real story. Right. Like, even I didn't have an engagement over roast chicken, and I'm really normal.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just not buying all of it. Like I said, I'm pretty sure she's going to adapt an accent. I would not doubt it if she does not keep her U.S. citizenship because of her family situation, which, as we all know, is a little cuckoo.
You said she won't keep it?
I don't think she will. I think she'll just go straight up Brit. That's my opinion. I don't agree with it. But I think she's going to just completely disown everything and let them know she is all in for Harry. She has a bracelet that has M and H on it.
But I don't know. I kind of go the other way only because of when they were talking about her race.
Yes.
You know, there's everything out there about her all the time. And she was talking about how when she was growing up, she only had the black box to check or the white box to check. And she didn't want to check either one. I kind of feel like if she goes full on Brit, it's kind of hypocritical.
I agree.
Because I think that's the same thing. You were born American. Your parents are an American.
Yeah.
You're still kind of denying your parent. I mean, you're not really racially denying your parent.
Yeah.
And I've met other biracial people who have that, like, do I check other?
Of course.
Or, what do I check? But I think this is... It's kind of the same thing.
I hope she does. I hope she keeps both. I hope she does dual citizenship because I think that's pretty cool.
No, I think her kids will have to be full-on Brits.
They will if they're. I think if they're born over there, right? Like
yeah, but they do. But I think America has that thing where if you have an American-born parent, you can still be considered an American.
You're automatic if you're born in the country.
Yeah, automatic if you're born in the country. But I think as long as one of your parents says that you kind of have like a grandfathered in type thing.
Yes. Yeah. So, I mean, but I think if they're in the line for the throne, they have to stay
full on Brit.
Yeah. Because, I mean, granted, they'll be down the line, but still,
fine.
And I get that.
That's
where they were born. That's where they'll be raised. I mean, I get that.
Yeah.
I hope she keeps both, but I don't know that she will. I think she's trying to prove something to everybody.
I think it's funny how everyone keeps talking about how they show a lot of PDA in public, and Harry and William and Kate don't.
Right.
They're completely different situations.
It's a completely different situation because there were ages ago, there were rules about that, about how much they could show. Royalty could show affection, if you will. And if you think back to when Kate and Will got married, and their engagement and stuff, there were plenty of times that people were like, oh my gosh, look how sweet they are.
That kiss was even a little awkward.
Absolutely. Their kiss. And then whenever they were on the balcony.
That was awkward.
Yeah, some of that stuff was like, oh my gosh,
I feel like Harry and Meghan will go all in. And I'll be like, oh, too much.
Meghan's going to do the dip. Meghan's going to be the one to dip him back. But yeah, so I kind of feel like it was the same way whenever Kate and Will were that. Yeah. But now Kate and Will have had to slide into even more. Charles is in his 70s, right?
I think so. Yeah, is that right? Yeah.
Close to it if he's not already. He's close to it.
Yeah.
And the old queen, she's in her 90s.
Definitely. Yeah.
So, not saying I'm not wishing or hoping anything. I'm just saying that when mathematically,
within the next 20 to 30 years, he could potentially.
Absolutely. It could be that.
Or sooner, yeah.
Sooner, because who knows about Charles?
We're still questioning whether he'll remain on the throne or whether he'll abdicate, right?
I think there's no question he'll take the throne.
Oh, I think so, too. But for how long?
You mean for how long? Right, before he passes away and loses
the not throne. Even passes away, just says he's going to...
I'll do it 10 years or whatever and I'm done.
Retire and pass on. Well, the King of Spain is still alive, but he gave up the throne to his son. He kind of retired.
Yeah.
He's a retired king.
Yeah.
So...
Well,
I don't know if abdicate's the right word. I don't know, but
yeah, I don't know that Charles will do that. Just because I feel like he's like waiting, bated breath, like, please, mommy, like I'm just ready to do it, But she's not giving it up. She's like, nope, I'm here till the day I'm gone. And I just, I don't know. I just wonder how long Charles will be around. Meaning like Will's gonna be king while he's still young enough. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to be, I don't think Will's going to be in his 70s by the time he becomes king.
To the time where it's time for his son to take it over. His son will be well into his late 20s, early 30s probably.
Right.
Maybe.
So if Charles is 70 now and Will's probably what, my age?
30, he's like Megan's age, 36, 37.
Yeah, okay. So if he's 36, let's say, and Charles is 70 now, even if Charles went to 100 years old, he's still going to be younger than Charles is now, right?
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, I'm just saying there is going to be a time for Will. And it's not like, he's going to get skipped over because of age or anything. He is going to be a ruling king. And they have to prepare for that. They have to plan appropriately and act appropriately for that, which I can appreciate. Like, I love some of the royal traditions behind that stuff.
Yes.
Harry, go ahead. Make out in public. I don't really care. But,
we've seen him do worse.
Yes, exactly. But there is still sort of that. I still love the fairy tale part of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe Harry and Meghan might be trying just a tiny bit too hard to break the mold.
Well, that, and I do foresee at some point after the wedding, and around the birth of Kate's third and fourth possibly child, the Queen saying, "Okay, Meghan, reel it in.
Now's your time to start acting like it."
Yeah, now let's. Yeah, the engagement period's over. The wedding's done. Reel it in. You're part of the officially part of the family now.
Yeah. There's some roles that you're going to have to take on. Because there are certain charities they kind of step into and things that the Queen puts you into. Like, and it could be, that, down the road, Charles dictates a couple of things too that, his sons are included in. So, like, you are expected to take this on as well. Like, Kate had a couple charities that were kind of given to her saying, these are your babies.
Yeah, and I think with Meghan, she may be given a little bit longer leash than Kate was given, because she didn't grow up around in England with the royal family being part of it. Sure, Kate knew who the royal family was, what the traditions were around them, what protocol was surrounding the royal family. Right. She probably, in that sense, when Meghan was talking, maybe what she meant, we know of the royal family. Yeah. We have no idea what it means to be in a country with a royal family and protocols. Absolutely. And what that entails and how you should act. We're just kind of like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. Yeah. Because we don't have that here. But
agreed. What do you think her dress is going to be like?
Oh gosh. Well, I'm trying to remember what Kate's looked like.
Long sleeve.
It'll be May, right?
May.
It warm? Mm-hmm. Is it warm May 19th. There in May?
Don't know.
I think long sleeves, definitely. Yeah. Have they all had long sleeves? All the royal brides in England?
Diana didn't. She had those big old puffy sleeves, know? And, Kate did. But hers were like lace.
I do think it'll be form-fitting.
Agreed. I think it's even...
Please don't come with a big poofy princess.
No, I think it's going to be more like mermaidish.
There will be a train.
Yeah. I kind of feel like Meghan's going to be the sequin one.
Oh, gosh. I really hope Meghan's not the sequined one.
Let's be honest. Kate's the pearl. Meghan's the sequin, right?
I don't know. I feel like she's going to be diamond out.
Bling. As she's going to
Swarovski crystals all over.
Do you think she's going to be in a velour jumpsuit with bride written across her ass beforehand?
For the
soon to be
Mrs.
Duchess.
Mrs. Harry Windsor.
Yes. That's kind of what's going to happen.
That's going to be the bachelorette party attire for sure.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. I think she might have short sleeves.
I think that'd be cute.
3/4 length sleeves. I don't know that she'll go all the way long. Yeah. Maybe.
I think she's going to do anything that separates her from Kate. I kind of feel like Kate and Meghan might not get along that great.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I kind of feel like Kate's kind of like, ugh.
She's a lot.
Like rolls her. Yes, she's extra. Like she's that.
Like she's doing way.
She's going to be that one where it's like Will's like, hey, we've got to go have dinner with, Harry invited us to dinner tonight.
Chicken.
They're having roasted chicken. And Kate's going to be like, okay.
Right, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, she's going to have that opinion. That's what I feel like it already is. I saw them ask Kate whenever she got out of the car one day, like, what do you think of the royal engagement? And she's like, William and I are very excited for them. It is so lovely that Harry has found someone to love. That is all I have to say at the time. And like leaves. I was like, girl was not like, hey, oh my gosh, we were so excited.
Is she super excited because she has someone in the family now she can let her hair down with and be regular?
No.
No?
I think Meghan's intimidating. I think Meghan is not going to be the one that Meghan's going to be like, that Kate is so stuffy. That's what I think she's going to be like.
We're the fun bunch.
Yes.
They're Marky Mark. We're the fun bunch.
We're totally going to host all the parties, right, Harry? I mean, how long do we have to stay on Christmas?
Do we have to let, regular tea? Can we get spiked tea?
Right.
I don't know.
Harry, pack a flask again. That's what she's going to be like.
I don't know.
We'll see. Of course,
I don't know. I'm anxious to see. We still need to know what. See, I think we'll know a little bit more what her dress will look like when we find out which designer she's going to choose.
True.
Royal tradition is a British designer designs the dress. But with
Alexander McQueen?
They did? Isn't that who did Kate's?
Kate's, right? Yeah.
But
he's died now, right?
Yeah, but he didn't actually do her dress. One of the people from the house of McQueen.
The house, okay. Yeah. Got it.
So, with her being American, they're trying to decide, is she going to stay with her American roots and choose an American designer who she's worn a lot?
Yeah.
Or is she going to go for British tradition? I don't know.
Yeah.
She's not going Vera Wang. She might go Vera Wang.
What if
Ellie Saab? She'll go Ellie Saab.
Do you think Meghan?
Ellie Saab?
Do you think Meghan's going to try to get on? Say yes to the dress?
Please, I hope so. 4 weddings.
Yeah, she'll be like, ask me the question. Meghan, are you saying yes to the dress? Yes.
And Serena and Priyanka are going to be sitting there like, yes.
They have the little cards that they hold up, yes or no, and the jingle bells. Whenever it's the right one, you hold up the bells. No.
I feel like we're going to get to see a special of leading up to the royal wedding.
Well, have you seen the When Harry Met Meghan special?
No.
Yeah, I know. They went that way. They named it that.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, but I watched it.
Okay.
It was just, it's everything we've already seen on articles. It was,
we don't know. Yeah.
Meghan started out in the household of this and this such and such town, went on to become in a commercial for this. And then it was like, meanwhile, Harry was, second in line for the throne. It was just...
Yeah, that's not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah. And then it was like they equaled up. And then it comes into, Meghan has a membership at the Soho Club in England and Canada and Switzerland and this and that or whatever, and she enjoys the elite membership of the club because
she does.
No paparazzi are around, and so Harry has a membership as well. And
was
that's
that a problem with her before this? Seriously, was that a problem?
You on USA, girl? Totally didn't even know.
No,
you
I
were.
love USA because that's when Channel Site comes on, but.
I learned who you were through ChickChat because Janette had to tell me who Meghan Markle was, and I was like, what? Yeah.
I mean, I'd seen an episode of Suits accidentally because I didn't feel like changing the channel or I lost the remote or something.
Yeah.
But
never seen an episode. And I'd be curious, I wish somebody maybe would ask Harry what his favorite episode of Suits was. And Harry, is going to be like, I never watched it.
I am sticking with giving her the benefit of the doubt. I will let time play out and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I would just, word of advice from an older lady.
Yes. Keep your legs closed.
No.
When you get
there'll definitely be a baby before the end of 2018.
Oh,
That's coming.
I just meant a crotch shot from paparazzi.
From that. But be a little more laid back. Let Harry talk a little bit more. Let him lead some of the interviews and wait for your cue to talk.
See, because technically, not to get too formal, but I have been watching The Crown on Netflix, so I do know all the jargon. Elizabeth and Philip is who The Crown is focused on. And a lot of times, Philip will say something to Elizabeth, because he's real spunky and he was outgoing for a long time, he would say things like, "Are you telling me this as my wife or my queen?" And Elizabeth's like, "Both."
Okay.
You know, because at that point it would be like an order.
Right.
He knew that if it was coming from the queen, it was an order. If it's coming from his wife, it's husband-wife talk, right?
Yeah, and I'm not in any way saying for her to be submissive and just
Oh,
don't
no,
talk.
no.
But I'm saying I'm getting a lot of Meghan right now and not a lot of
That's
very
right.
little Harry.
Yeah.
I'd like it to be an even balance of
Absolutely.
Harry and Meghan. I'd like to hear from both of you. We get it. And I feel like she's out to prove something almost. Like
Absolutely.
Like I'm worthy of this man.
100%. 100% she is on that train.
But I need a little less of that.
Yeah.
Like he chose you. I'm okay with that.
I mean,
You don't need to
I'm
prove to
sort of
me
okay.
that you're worthy of him making that choice.
Yeah.
If he made that choice, it's his choice. I'm comfortable with it. But I'm not hearing a lot of Harry. I'm seeing a lot of Meghan. I'm hearing a lot
Yeah.
of Meghan.
Yeah.
I just need it to be equal time.
Yeah. Agreed.
Let Harry reclaim his time.
Yeah. Give me more Harry.
I need that accent in my life.
I need more Harry, and I need the accent, but not from Meghan.
But not
which
for Meghan,
I'm
because
sure
I'm going to
get
roll
it.
my eyes. Meghan, that is the point. I am on your side. I am completely team Meghan. If you ever tune into ChickChat, I'm completely team Meghan. The moment you start having a British accent, I'm getting off the train. I'm getting off the Meghan train.
Checking out.
I can't do it.
Just like Madonna. Everybody called her out on it too.
And she's like, what? Like,
What?
seriously?
I've always spoken
You're from
like this.
Michigan.
And we're like, no, you haven't.
You're from...
Papa, don't preach.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Pretty sure you're like a virgin did not come across with an accent. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well, so, to wrap it up, okay, it's fine. It's happening. We get it. May 19th. So it's like, that's a Saturday. So what? The May 21st, we're recording a special episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there will be a baby before the end of the year. Or at least pregnancy before the end of the year.
Yes. Because of her age, I think she is going to be having children quicker. Mm-hmm. And just the royal family tends to have
do.
that,
Just
we're in here, we're going to kind of start our children, raise them this way. This is
It's going to be like the
kind of our role.
Kardashians. Her and Kate are going to raise their babies together.
Right.
They're all going to be the same age.
gosh. Meghan and Harry's are going to be the worst, though. They're going to be like the bratty kids, right?
No.
I kind of think
They're
so.
going to be the fun ones. They're going to be the ones that get their royal cousins in trouble. They're going to
That's
be
what it
Beatrice and
is.
Eugenie.
With their big old hats. Love it. Can't wait to see what they wear to the wedding.
It's going to be amazing.
I hope it's awesome. Well, okay, so we've come to this wrap up. We're going to just wrap this up now. We've got so many opinions. We'd love to hear your opinion on the royal wedding, the royal Meghan, the royal Harry, everything royal. We're a little torn, as you can see, and a lot is still to come. But I'm sure there'll be some more that comes out prior to the wedding, and then obviously stay here for more discussion on the topic in the coming months. Again, you are listening to ChickChat, and we've really appreciated all the love and support you guys have sent us. In fact, just today, in the mail, I received a Christmas card from Grendel, our biggest fan in Saskatchewan, Canada. Grendel is a fabulous, I think she's either a golden doodle or a labradoodle.
Okay.
She's golden, though, like
She's
color-wise.
beautiful.
She is
Yes.
beautiful. And we got a Christmas card that says Happy Doodle Days from Grendel. I love it. It says to MMB and all of the ChickChat crew, hope you're having an amazing holiday season. Thank you so much, Grendel, and to Lynn, Grendel's favorite owner. So thank you so much for your card here. But we do wish all of you a happy holiday, no matter what you celebrate or how you celebrate. We hope it is everything that you wish, and especially wishing you a happy new year, because 2018 is going to be awesome. We're going to stay on schedule. We have done great.
We have.
Going once a month, every month that Janette has officially joined us. And so we're going to keep it up in January. As you know, I don't believe in New Year's resolutions. I start all my New Year's resolutions in February 1st. So January we'll have another follow-up episode. And then in February we'll do our New Year's kickoff. Okay. So excellent. Hope you guys are following us on themesh.tv on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, all that good stuff. We also have a ChickChat page on Facebook I think you would enjoy. put up some fun pictures of Megan in her Deal or No Deal days. Good times and memories. Otherwise, if you have some information, want to share some of your thoughts, send us an email at info@themesh.tv, or you can call us on a voicemail line at 828-619-0048. Leave us a message and we will answer your question online or get back to you on the air. Otherwise, Janette, have a happy holiday. Merry Christmas to you
Merry
and
Christmas
to your
to
family.
you.
Thank you. I've enjoyed doing this year with you.
Yeah,
And now we're going to kick it off in 2018 because we've got a big year coming up. I mean,
a lot is happening.
a lot of stuff's going to be happening.
A lot to cover.
So, yeah. So, everybody stay tuned. Otherwise, we will see you. Happy holidays. See you in the new year.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.